Now, another big story in the Big 12 is coming out of Oklahoma State. Their star running back, Ollie Gordon, was arrested last week on suspicion of driving under the influence. He released this statement yesterday. "I'm deeply sorry for the actions that led to my arrest on June 30th. I sincerely apologize to my family, everyone in our program, including our players, Coach Gundy, the staff, Oklahoma State University, and our fans. Regardless of the outcome of this pending investigation, I did not uphold the values I have for myself and the values of the OSU football program. I'm committed to learning and growing from this mistake, and I will work to earn back the trust of those who I have disappointed. Thank you." Here's Coach Gundy earlier today with Pete Thamel.
Well, Ollie's very fortunate that he was able to get out of that situation without anybody getting injured, getting hurt. And when they called me the next day, I shared that with Ollie. First thing I said, did anybody get hurt? No. Well, you're lucky. You could have hurt somebody else, yourself, and then you deal with that the rest of your life. I have 3 boys, 29, 23, and 18, 19, and we worry about that all the time. And Ollie's going to play. And I shared this with Ollie. I said, Ollie, we're in a time where you guys are essentially employees. You guys make lots of money to play this game. It's different than it was 5 years ago. And your punishment's going to be facing the facts. That's why we brought him here today. I said, you're not going into hiding. You're going to face the music. You're going to have to stand up and talk to people and answer questions. And hopefully, more than football, you can learn from the situation you've been in. Because if not, then we have a real issue. But he's going to play, and I'm going to do what we think is best for Oklahoma State football, and I think it's best for Ollie to play. If there's any punishment, it's make him carry the ball 50 times in the first game. He's on a shorter leash right now, unfortunately, because I understand young people, we all make mistakes, but if we don't learn from those, then it's not really good. So we've had several conversations. We'll have more over the next month. I think that he understands how serious that situation was, and hopefully he can learn from it and move forward.
Sam, what are your thoughts on Coach Gundy's words on Ollie Gordon?
Well, I agree with Coach Gundy, especially with the fact that no one got hurt. This situation could have been extremely worse if someone would have been injured in an accident. And so the fact that no one got hurt is a big deal. But part 2 is, you can't rely on someone not getting hurt for you to be okay or to be not culpable. And so for me, I think Ollie Gordon has to learn from this mistake, part 1. But part 2, I also listened to Mike Gundy and said, hey, he's going to get the ball. Ollie Gordon is going to be our bell cow for our team. And so, yes, someone got hurt, but don't rely on that being your answer or your excuse moving forward.
Yeah, Sam, he talks about making choices, and there's going to be consequences for those choices. And I love the fact that he brought him to Big 12 Media Days and said, hey, you're going to stand up on that podium, and you're going to now answer the bell. And we talk about being very fortunate that nobody got hurt, also very fortunate nobody got killed. And I think that, this is a great opportunity for Ollie Gordon to grow up a little bit, understand the responsibility and the accountability that comes with who you are now as a college football player, the exposure that surrounds you. And I could not have phrased any better what Mike Gundy just stated right there. I thought that was a fantastic response because it is centered around accountability and being able to be responsible for your actions.
I think definitely starting first and foremost that nobody got hurt, or like you said, nobody got killed, and that accountability is key. And so we're going to shift gears to Ollie Gordon as a player. Lugs, last year at this time, Ollie Gordon's name was flying a bit under the radar, but now everyone knows his name and knows what he did last season. So what was the turning point for him last year?
It was following the blowout loss at home to South Alabama. And leading up to that game, Oklahoma State could not run the football. They were not a very good football team in the offensive line. And following that game, Mike Gundy brought his staff in and essentially pounded his fist on the table and says, guys, we're going to feed Ollie Gordon the football, but we're going to have to do it in a different way. This has been traditionally a split zone team. And they said, wait, we got to start doing some things that can help out our offensive line too. Angle blocks, down blocks. So they went to more of a gap scheme, counter, power. And next thing you know, everything just started to explode. And he became this bell cow. And in doing so, the defense got better. All of a sudden, not as much pressure on quarterback Alan Bowman. And so I think the one thing going into this season is there's no secret anymore. Oklahoma State, Ollie Gordon, this offense is not sneaking up on anybody. But this was a coaching decision and a really good one by Mike Gundy following that loss to South Alabama.
I would even say a great coaching decision. Why? Because after that change, after week 3, Ollie Gordon went on to win the Doak Walker Award for the nation's best running back. Talking about those first 3 games, I think he had a total of 19 carries. Well, game 4 against Iowa State, he had 18 carries for over 100 yards, and 100 yards again the next week, then 200, 200, nearly 300. He went off. And so teams could not stop him. Why? Not only because of his size, but he got stronger as the games went on. It seems as if the teams who were facing him were growing weaker, weary, and more tired, and he kept on getting better as not only the season went on, but as each individual game went on. And so Ollie Gordon's going to be how this team wins or loses. He's going to be the bell cow, to Tom's point, for this offense, and the defense will lean on him if he can keep the ball in the offense's hands.
But Sam, how do you see the defenses changing?
Yeah, I think it'll be a big change. So specifically for this, if I'm a defender who's going to play Oklahoma State, I know now that Ollie Gordon is going to be the star of this team. You heard Mike Gundy just say, I'm going to give him the ball 50 times. And so what happens is this. Instead of, let's say you run a 3-4 defense, 3 defensive linemen, 2 outside linebackers, and 2 inside linebackers, really 4 linebackers, you might actually change your defense, add a new defense, and maybe put 4 defensive linemen. We used to call it the 40 defense. 4 defensive linemen, so 4 big guys, 2 outside linebackers, 1 inside linebacker, maybe even 2, and have less corners on the field, or maybe 1 less safety on the field. Why? So you can load up the box and not let Ollie Gordon beat you. Let anyone else beat you, but not Ollie Gordon.